What it do, wrestling world? Welcome to another edition of Over the Top Rope Wrestling Show. It's your boy, Mr. Still Yo Dibs, and on his way to another wrestling event, it's my brother from another, Tantalizing Tony. Tantalizing, what's going on, man?
Everybody's me, your boy, the Tantalizing Traffic, on our way to for the win to the SAT. They are going to end up on top of you for the win. Get it?
For the win. I see.
One more who I would like to acknowledge, other than Jacob Fatu and Joey Conway. Connected to my Facebook, my YouTube. I'm free from seeing you face to face, talking to SWA, and say it to my face. Say it to my face.
You heard that, Joey? Say it to his face when you see him tonight. And don't cower behind no barricade or anything. Be a man. We thank y'all for tuning in. You got the whole family with him. Mikey, Kira. I don't know the young lady in the middle, but how you doing?
That's guy.
Okay, nice to meet you. They got the NOTs and Stay Tantalizing t-shirts on. Oh, they ready. They are ready, huh?
No games.
I see that. I see. Well, let's get it started. Let's get it going. We got a few topics to talk about, so let's get going. As you all have heard, there is some beef going on in the AEW locker room. If you didn't see AEW Dynamite, then you missed it. But there are wrestling internet sites you can go on to read and see what happened. Your AEW World Champion CM Punk came out to the ring and did an unscripted promo on Adam Hangman Page, saying a lot of stuff about Adam Hangman Page, disrespectful stuff. And Adam Hangman Page wasn't a part of this segment and wasn't even in the back when this happened. I'm gonna let Tantalizing Tony go first because I know he got a lot to say about it. If you watch his show on Thursday, breaking news about it, he had a lot of stuff to say. So I'm gonna let him go first, and then I'll chime in right after. Go ahead, Tantalizing.
Apologize to the nation, sold over the top rope members. I can't look into the camera because I'm looking. We're in traffic, so I'm not gonna be safe. And said, speaking about being safe, for CM Punk to run scripted promo to call out a member of the AEW locker, that this gentleman, Hangman, not even involved script. It's an analogy before, and it's like me calling it locked up in Rikers Island for 20 months. Year 20. Come on, man. CM Punk, a great talent, the best on the mic history of wrestling. No matter what you guys think, person, the guy, and you must, even if you don't like what he has to say, if you do hear what he has to say, that CM Punk is not in any kind of realm best in the world when it comes to wrestling. Is he? Yes. Is he a great talent? Is he a great entertainer? Yes. Wrestler, Brian, Willie Garcia, Claudio. I can go on and on and on. Of AJ Styles. I can even say Edge. I can even say, excuse me, right onto your seats. The man is better than CM. The women, Charlotte, Bailey, Dakota Kai, so many other people that are wrestlers than CM Punk. Now, he could wrestle so much for damn sure, and sure, but how long live off a pipe bomb 2 years ago? Okay, and it was true. You see CM Punk of everything around you that is relevant. And no, if it's not about you, us is trash. It's funny to see CM Punk was Triple H was right. Going strong, never stepped with crowd took his ball and went every year, and because he couldn't make it in MMA, books aren't successful because as an actor, he wants to be John Cena so bad. He wants they could taste it. If he ever Tantalizing Tony too, because if I was in the business at the five and dime for Woolworth, I'm finished. And thank you.
Let me say this about Mr. CM Punk. Like I said before, the guy just rubbed me the wrong way back in the day in WWE. Never was a big fan of him personally. I'm not talking about the wrestler and the guy on the microphone thing, just personally. He always rubbed me the wrong way. I just got a feeling like he was always about himself. And, it's funny how you said Triple H was right in 2011 when he told Punk about himself in front of everybody, which I respect because it's not like Triple H was a coward when he did it and Punk wasn't there. They were both in the ring. Triple H said he worked his butt off to get where he was, and he said to Punk's face, you try to backdoor your way in to get where you at and be like a martyr. That's what you try to do. And for Punk to do what he did to Adam Page when Adam Page is not in the ring and is backstage, to me is cowardice. It's coward. We saw Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre cut an awesome promo on Monday Night Raw. You could tell that was not scripted. That was just pure passion, how they felt, and it wasn't to where it was disrespectful at all, to be honest with you, but it was a good promo with both of them in the ring, and then they gave us a good match. CM Punk, if Adam Page was in the ring, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Because I feel like you being a man and tell him to his face about how he is, just like Eddie Kingston told CM Punk to his face about how he is and how that nobody wanted him in AEW. With that being said, to me, this proves the type of guy he is. Douchebag. Plain and simple. And, my opinion, if he was to quit, leave wrestling again, wrestling will be fine. Wrestling was fine without him for 7 years. We will move on. We will move on and be fine. If these same marks want to keep chanting CM Punk for another 7 years, so what? Who cares? Wrestling will still move on without CM Punk. Wrestling doesn't need CM Punk. Like Roman Reigns says, he was never over like John Cena, and he was never a needle mover like The Rock. Plain and simple, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta agree with you, and I want to just say, we're not saying that CM talent, because he is, but CM Punk is that he is bigger than, and there's nobody bigger than the case when Hulk Hogan fallen, when Rick Flair fallen, when Stone fallen. Wrestling died because as soon as they'll make another something that's true, well, the table, the trouble, who 7 years ago, which is wearing a wet paper bag. Remember, Roman Reigns heel member. Mention body that CM Punk Reigns as a Shield member to be the third member, Roman Reigns. I wonder why. Maybe because he saw something in Roman that maybe he could see, or maybe he felt he is as big as a star as Roman Reigns. Question, everybody. If you want mathematics of wrestling over years, if you want to look as WWE champions, who's bringing him up? Does CM Punk defend the title more as he did? He defended, no disrespect there. Seats. Who's had in the history of wrestling? CM Punk, they came in on a Friday night, so I don't want to hear it. It says it's about asses and puts asses in the seat, strong away with his personal ways. He might not be the best face at certain times, but has rubbed the wrong way as a human being. He's always been professional and did what he's told. Not like politics his way and cried foul and all the WWE, the doctors are okay, and maybe you were no, you weren't treated at WWE. We get the reason is because you can't keep your mouth shut and stop being.
Plain and simple. Everything you said is correct. Gianna Forever. That's our boy, Ravis and Richie. Yes. What Eddie Kingston said is now starting to sound legit. Yes, sir. Without a doubt. Easily starting to sound legit. What Triple H said about him is sounding legit. And we're seeing it firsthand. Firsthand without a doubt. With that being said, so they moved the AEW World Title Unification match to next week's Dynamite, not at All Out. And with that being said, okay, it's been said that MJF is returning soon. Like returning soon. And it makes sense to me because why move up the world title bout from All Out, which to me, John Moxley and Punk are y'all probably your two top guys in AEW, maybe. Definitely two of your top guys. Why move the world title unification from All Out to Dynamite if MJF isn't returning? I think MJF returns this Dynamite, attacks the winner of the match between Punk and John Moxley, and gets his title shot at All Out. Do you see that happening, or do you see something else happening?
I thought about this, and I was like, why would they do this on TV? I honestly think I think they're trying to grab ratings, qualification. I think there's nerd, and they changed this Chicago to maybe a street thing where neither when one loses, anything goes. Anybody gets qualifications don't count. There's no way they're going to be on Dynamite. Your two biggest stars argue at All Out from Chicago.
Okay. I just got a feeling MJF's coming back on Dynamite, and he's getting in the title picture.
That could be it. He might justify that they have to have maybe it's a triple threat on.
I can see that too. Ravis and Richie says Punk isn't 100%. He also says honestly, Mox is doing some of the best work of his career and deserves to carry that title again. I totally agree. But like what me and Tantalizing said on his show, his breaking news show on Thursday, all these older cats are getting these titles and not none of the younger talent in AEW that they need to be pushing, especially when they was pushing the four pillars of Sammy, Darby, Jungle Boy, and MJF. So I mean, I would have a problem if some type of way, if MJF gets into this title picture, MJF becomes champion. I think the whole international wrestling community will go nuts if MJF gets the world title.
I definitely agree with that. Tony Khan has to keep MJF happy. I think 2024 is that. It's really not. We're at the end of September, which means 2020 only a year, and that's when his contract is up. At 40 in Philly, what you think is everybody? MJF headlining around.
Yes, indeed. MJF, everybody, supposedly returning very soon. Very soon. Before we go to the next topic, Kenny Omega showed back up on Dynamite, and I'm gonna go first. I'll let you go second. To me, it didn't feel like when somebody returns and you snap, they're back. We kind of knew it was happening, but I think, in my opinion, they went about it the wrong way. Is how I feel, because it just didn't feel special that Kenny came back for this trios match. It's like it was just too. How can I say? It was. We all predicted it. We knew it. I think it should have went a different way. I think when the Young Bucks got attacked by Adam Cole and Red Dragon, Undisputed Elite, that would have been perfect timing for Kenny to come back. And you had Adam Page come out and make the save, but you didn't put Adam Page with them in the trios tournament. So it just didn't. It all looked crazy to me. But I think if Kenny was part of that, and you had Kenny come out and save it, it would have seemed right to me. And some kind of way, you gotta set up the Elite versus Undisputed Elite. It has to happen.
Totally agree. Was very excuse me, anti came back because we all knew it was gonna happen. I mean, glad to see Kenny, but definitely think that they could have booked him saving been a better idea. Pop would have been, incredible. You had two pops. You had surprise that boy and the Undisputed Elite, Young Bucks by that, and then you get another shock, saving them. So they dropped the ball on that one. I mean, they have Kenny back. Good. He didn't look 100%, but he'll get his legs. But AEW is having a problem right now with this. I think WWE shift definitely rattled them a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. We got Leon the King TV. Kenny Omega is a great wrestler, but him being back is him being back important for AEW, or is it not? I'll let you answer that one, Tony.
Is it be back?
Yeah, is it important for AEW to have Kenny Omega back on TV? Yes or no?
Yes, they need him. They need him right now. Look at the ratings. Their wrestling pro great, but there's little them losing their TV deal, HBO Max, and they don't want to do that with Max because then they're not getting anybody buying Discovery Plus AEW. So Omega being back is some of the fans that have it off to get back and watch. I don't know what's gonna go in. They're in trouble. Like there's definitely some concern. You can't get guys in a position with a title. You got to use veterans. Look at the guys who have. Look at all the guys with titles. Easily, Jets. You know. You know.
I think it's important that he's back, but I think the way the storyline started off with him coming back just made it not seem important. That's just how I feel. I mean, but yeah, he's a major part of that organization. Major part. That he is somebody that they do need. All right. Next caption. I'm sorry, next topic. Excuse me. There's a report that came out that The Rock and Triple H were supposed to headline WrestleMania 32. Now, if you all remember, the main event at WrestleMania 32 was Triple H versus Roman Reigns. And let's also remember, that was the year of all the injuries, where everyone pretty much was injured except for Roman and Brock and Dean Ambrose. I guess my question is to you, if everyone was healthy and the WrestleMania 32 original plans went on as promised before the injuries, do you think this would have been a good move for them to have at 32, Rock versus Triple H?
32 in Texas, weird WrestleMania and matches they had. It's one of those WrestleManias is hard to deny, which was just wasn't there, you know? He wasn't there. You know what I mean? The impromptu match with the second match, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because who knows which way that would win the title? You know, because he beat Triple H. I think that the best we could see Rock. I don't think it would have made any kind of match for each other. Rock would have been on top anyway in that match. It went with Triple H as the champion. Builds Roman Reigns. You know, this has gone 8 years now. Roman over, and it finally. So, but the payoff through.
I'm gonna say this. I think if Seth doesn't get hurt, I think Seth goes in still as champion because Seth had to vacate the title, and I think we probably would have got a Seth versus Roman match for the WWE Championship that night. I think we probably still would have got Brock versus Ambrose in that street fight, and I think Rock and Triple H would have just been icing on the cake for a WrestleMania that had over 100,000 people. I think that just would have been icing on the cake to sell more tickets. The Rock is going to wrestle Triple H one more time in the main event. Rock wins. Everyone goes home happy. So I didn't see a problem with that, and to me, it kind of makes sense. As Richie said earlier, it's legit. Triple H spoke about it on a podcast. You know, they had The Rock become the host of WrestleMania 32, the second WrestleMania that Rock ever was the host of. So it kind of makes sense that it probably did have a plan for this match to happen. I mean, as we think about it, let's think about it. The SmackDown promo they had in the locker room. 31, Rock and Triple H in the ring with Stephanie and Ronda. So it kind of was leading up to it. if we think about it, just didn't happen. But either way it goes, Triple H was still part of the show. The Rock was part of the show. It still sold tickets over 100,000 people that came to see that WrestleMania that year. And with that being said, even with all the injuries that they had, I thought it wasn't one of the best WrestleManias, but I thought they still were able to put a good show together with everything that happened, especially when Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental Championship in that ladder match with everybody. That was a big shocker. So, but hey, if the match would have happened, I'd have been happy to see Rock wrestle. We did see Rock wrestle. Think about it. Like with 8 seconds, he rock bottom what's his name, Eric Rowan, and 1, 2, 3, and then Cena came out to help him. So that was the Rock's last match over 6 years ago. So hopefully we'll see Rock one more time in LA for WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania Hollywood. Then we thank y'all for tuning in to Over the Top Rope. I'm Mr. Steele Dibs. That's my brother from another, Tantalizing Tony. On to the next topic right quick. There's a report that came out that WWE made a phone call to an AEW wrestler trying to get him to come back to WWE. Now, we don't know who this person is. We know AEW has a lot of former WWE superstars. But I'm going to start off with this. Did WWE commit tampering? Yes, they did. They did. But I will say this. I don't want people to think that this never happens. This happens in all sports. This happens in the NFL, the NBA, professional wrestling. All sports, they tamper some type of way. If it's an owner of a team meeting with a player on another team that's going to be a free agent in the upcoming season, they have dinner together. This happens. This is not a big deal to me that they made a phone call to an AEW wrestler who's under contract with AEW. Yeah, it's wrong, but I promise you, this happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan had called Adam Cole when Adam Cole contract was about to run out with NXT. So I promise you this happens both ways. And to me, this is not a big deal. What do you think, Tantalizing?
I asked this question, Blackwood Jr., one of my show, because I question this, because I look at it the same as I look with sports. I know baseball, you can't, the Yankees, Sox, hey, let's talk one of your players with the whole deal. I think this is a big deal. And I hate to say this, guys, television contract. It ain't no illegality. Do you want to come back? Maybe ask for your release. He's not been done. Freaking Kevin Nash from CW and was on Raw that Michaels back then, and they hired him. Who cares?
Hey, it's just like when Lex Luger showed up to the first episode of Nitro, and his contract had just ended like the day before, and Eric Bischoff had been talking to him to get him back, and Sting talking to him to get him back. So like this stuff happens, ladies and gentlemen. So this is not big news to me. But our next topic was big news to everyone who saw this match. So we had the long-awaited WWE wrestling debut for Sting at WrestleMania 31 against Triple H. And Triple H won the match. a lot of it was like, why didn't they put Sting over? Road Dogg was on a podcast, I don't know, and he said the decision to put Triple H over was like done at the last minute. Also, someone said that Vince McMahon never knew who Sting was in WCW. And on Busted Open, Tommy Dreamer said that that is kind of true because Vince doesn't really watch the other stuff, which I find hard to believe when it comes to Sting. But I'm going to go first, and I'm going to let you answer right after. So, did WWE Creative make the right decision in making Triple H the winner? This is how I feel about it. Hear me out on this. I do think Sting should have won the match, his first and only WrestleMania. I really do think so. But when you really think about it in deep thought, what's up, Les? If you think about it, do you think Vince McMahon was going to let someone from WCW win their first match, their WWE wrestling debut at WrestleMania? Do you really think that was going to happen? No, it didn't happen. He was not going to let that happen, number one. Number two, let's think about Scott Hall and Hollywood Hogan at WrestleMania 18. They didn't win. Not at all. So yes, I do believe Sting should have won the match, but at the same time, I believe Vince looked at it as if this is a WCW guy, his first match here. No, he cannot win. Not at all. And when you really think about it, during Sting's time in WWE, he doesn't have a win at all. Winless. That's my personal thought about it. Even though they brought out DX, NWO to show us the Monday Night Wars that happened. Some of us probably question why NWO is coming out to save Sting. But hey, it's entertainment purposes. The top two factions at the time was DX and NWO. But at the same time, like I said, I think Sting should have won, but Vince was not letting it happen because he was a WCW superstar. Tantalizing, the floor is yours, my man.
So, in WrestleMania 31, you will see a very tantalizing Tony throwing his hat when Sting lost. In the network, it's been a few documents. I wait for two reasons. I buy a lot of T-shirts in these arenas because I'm not a nice guy. So, tantalization, as you can see. I shirt for one historic WrestleMania, and for my good friend the Giant Killer, because I said what with. That being said, first of all, that Vincent McMahon didn't know who you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid, the ganja. You okay? That's all. He knew who Sting was.
Yes.
Rat's ass. Part of the WCW was from the black and gold, black, red and black, poke WO, LWO, CWO. The case is, Sting should have won that. How you bring this, who arguably was some gimmick, is almost level. You don't get the W at WrestleMania. Was the freaking point? Oh, that's right. Another WCW, just like they did at WrestleMania when he beat Booker T in that match. Just ego, just rubbing it. all know the slash E. We know it. Why suffer in the long run? And nothing but carry. And he came over because they asked him to. Here, when he had a chance, he went to TNA. So why? Why do you bury? Why jealousy? Ego? Why? You've been telling your crap.
I kind of feel like this. I kind of feel if Sting first match would have been, let's say, like back in the day, Backlash was right after WrestleMania. It still is WrestleMania Backlash. If that would have been Sting's first match, I think Sting goes over. Because I think about Goldberg, his first match in WWE was against The Rock after Rock beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania 19 in Seattle. And Goldberg went over. He beat The Rock. And Goldberg became World Heavyweight Champion later on. One of the few WCW guys that became World Champion, as in Goldberg, Booker T, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit. I just feel like that being Sting's first WrestleMania and first match in that company, they were not gonna let him win that match. That's just how I feel. Was it wrong? Hell yeah. You put that guy over. Now I saw Leon. He said that they buried him also in the Seth Rollins match. I'm gonna say this because I've heard a lot of reports that Sting was supposed to win the championship that night if he didn't get hurt. Did you hear the same thing about that, Tony?
You imagine that this guy was gonna be and got hurt? What else can you say?
Yeah, it's true. Travis and Ricky, Booker T should have won it at WrestleMania 19. Yeah, and this man, bro, let's not even get me started with that. With that one, so many times I wanted to jump through that TV and beat the hell out of Triple H for what was being said, and for Booker T to not even really acknowledge that as a racist thing to this day, man. Just yeah.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
You know, Booker T comes on. He is very opinionated. You know, and this one day, but you know what? Booker T is a strong on everything that he, but comes to the vast. Let me see if I can put some words. It comes to the race. He was very critical of Hulk Hogan, right?
Right.
He wasn't critical and saying it.
Right.
Why is that? Why when he got buried when they were, racist towards Temptations there. They were hit when he was buried. Like Shawn Michaels kicked him in NWO. He goes, problem. Remember that?
I sure do.
Triple H was, you're from the hood. Blah, blah. He don't get on them about that. You're in a position of power to control the checkbooks. Control books, checkbook. If I ever have a comment to face, I ain't scared. Notice that this bird, he said this.
Right.
That was it. It doesn't matter what kind. It's the N word. You got your things. You got your opinion. You're strong on certain things. He backpedals, and I get it. He won't say stay tantalizing. $500. Just say.
Yes, sir. Totally correct about it. Everything that you just said.
Saying, just saying, Greek line is $200 for and a picture and you want $500? No thanks. I'll some school books for college.
Definitely. Definitely. Anyway, man, everyone, that is our show. My friend, I hope you and your family enjoy your time together tonight.
We will. Let me go. Everybody, I'm going to Roselle, New Jersey. Live, Roselle, New Jersey, for the win. The company win. SAT, the trios match. I'll be there. What? Streaming live tonight. Only one season of great wrestling. Tantalizing.
And you have it. Everyone, subscribe to our pages. My brother from another on YouTube, Tantalizing Tony. Me on YouTube, Mr. Steal Your Dibs. Everyone, we thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll be back again. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I got one more thing to say. Everybody in the nation, Tantalizing is my channel. Thank you. We hit 4,400 this morning. 4 subscribers, 5,000. Trying to get to the 5K. Guys, share the channel. I couldn't say so proud of you guys. I'm trying to every day that I can. It's so much fun. 4,400 on the way to 5,000 much.
Let's get it, my brother. Let's get it. Definitely. We'll see y'all again next Saturday right here on Over the Top Rope Wrestling Show. Definitely catch Tantalizing Tony shows throughout the week after Raw, after NXT, after AEW Dynamite, and after SmackDown and Rampage. Y'all definitely catch him. I'll try to get something in, hopefully. Get another watch along show. Try to get one in. But until then, that's my brother from another, Tantalizing Tony. I am Mr. Steal Your Dibs. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Join us again next week. Until then, peace.
Stay tantalizing.